So we'll find our comfortable seats. If you want to sit on a blanket or a bolster or a block, something to make you a little more comfy. So we're going to do a long intro meditation. So setting yourself up however you'd like to be. And eventually finding your way to stillness. Allowing the eyes to close. Or if that doesn't feel okay to you today, finding a soft gaze a little bit down in front of you, the eyes open. And then drawing the focus inward to the breath. Starting by just noticing where you feel the breath moving through the body. Starting to notice the quality of the breath, whether it's short and shallow or a little bit longer and more even. And then we'll slowly build up to full deep breaths. Taking in a little bit more air with each inhale and pushing it out on the exhale. In yoga, we talk about prana, the life energy that moves through our body, through the breath. So through our breathing, through the control of our breathing, we're nourishing and replenishing the energy that travels through our bodies, allowing us to do all the things we do in the world. So as we continue to take these deep, long breaths, starting to think about the breath moving prana, moving energy and life force throughout the body. Starting by bringing your attention to your toes. And with each inhale, imagining that prana flowing up through the legs, up the spine, out the crown of the head. And on the exhale, pulling in the energy that's all around us, sending it down the spine, down the legs, back to the feet. You might visualize this energy as white light or sparks, whatever works for you. Just continuing to visualize this prana moving through the body with the breath. In yogic philosophy, when we get places in our bodies that are sore or tight, or places that have injuries, things like that, we talk about the prana being blocked in those spaces. And not that we can heal ourselves entirely by moving this energy, but we can help bring ourselves back into balance by allowing the breath to move the prana through those spaces. So if you're feeling any spaces in your body right now that need some extra attention, need to come unblocked, moving prana through those spaces with your breath. And as you continue to move this prana by moving the breath, bringing your attention to your body, feeling your legs and your seat rooting into the ground, feeling your hands resting beside you or on your legs, arms draping down, shoulders gently pulling away from the ears, spine long and strong, head gently tilted just a little bit, opening the heart and the throat to the sky. In some yogic traditions, the body is just a vessel for the prana, for the life force. And our goal is to transcend the body and leave it behind. But in other yogic traditions, they've come to understand the sacredness of the body, the sacredness of that vessel of prana that allows us to move through the world. No, it's not always easy to see our bodies as sacred vessels. The reality is that our bodies are the only place that our life force can exist. And our bodies are the only way that we can present ourselves to the world, have relationships with others, be of service in the world. So as we continue to move prana through the body with the breath, taking a moment to sit with the understanding of our bodies as a sacred vessel for the life force. And gently turning your attention to your mind, noticing without judgment what's present for you right now. Allowing yourself space to connect to those thoughts and feelings. And if it feels okay to you, starting to connect thoughts and feelings to sensation in the body. Just noticing if anything present for you right now is showing up in a tight chest or scrunched shoulders or sore back or tight hips. Knowing that thoughts and feelings can live in our body the same way aches and pains do. And just like those physical sensations, our thoughts and our feelings can get unstuck from our bodies by moving the prana with the breath. Not to rid ourselves of these thoughts and feelings, but allowing them to move through us so that we can let go of our attachment. And on your next exhale, starting to let go of those thoughts and feelings, not pushing them away, not shoving them down, just letting them gently float away so that we can turn our attention to our physical practice, asana. We'll take a deep inhale together. Exhale through the mouth. Letting go of whatever you're holding in your mind, body, or spirit. Allowing your clear self to arrive here, fully present and ready for this practice. And when you feel ready, we'll move to hands and knees, tabletop. And from there, you can start some gentle cat-cows on your breath. Letting the breath guide the movement. And just as we move prana while we meditate, we move prana while we move with the breath. On an inhale, come into a flat back, and exhale here. Inhale, the right arm will rise. opening up to a twist. And on the exhale, the right arm dives under the left for thread the needle. On an inhale, the right arm rises. And exhale, the hand comes back to tabletop. And we'll take some more cat-cows. Inhaling to a flat back. And exhaling here. Inhale, the left arm rises up. And exhale to thread the needle. Inhale, the left arm rises. And exhale to the mat. Cat-cows. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to tuck the toes behind you. And slowly bring the hips to the heels to open the soles of the feet. And in a lot of Eastern traditions, the feet are really important to the practice because we carry so much on our feet, metaphorically and literally. So opening the feet, releasing the feet is one way to really help the energy move smoothly through the body. When you're ready, on an exhale, pressing into the hands and the feet, lifting to down dog. Exhale to look between the hands and slowly step forward. On your next inhale, lifting to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. And exhale, the arms come down by the sides. And we'll make our way to mountain pose. Rocking around on the feet. Maybe rocking side to side. Really finding your center. And rooting down with all four corners of the feet. Until you can come into stillness. And as we pause here, checking in with your breath, checking in with your body. And on the inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to plant the hands and step the feet back. You can lower through chaturanga or come down, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. And exhale to tuck the toes and make your way back to down dog. On an exhale, looking between the hands and slowly stepping forward. It's an inhale to lift and an exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up and exhale to mountain. Returning to deep, long breaths here. On an inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. Exhale to plant the hands and step back. Lowering chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. And exhaling to down dog. Exhale to look between the hands and slowly step forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. And exhale to mountain. Breathing here. And we'll move one more time through that flow, sun salutation to A. I'm not going to cue, so feel free to move with your own breath at your own pace. Starting whenever you're ready, and we'll meet in mountain when we're done. No rush. Continue to move at your own pace. And whenever you arrive in mountain, Grounding down here. Bringing your attention to your feet, rooting down into the ground. And we'll come back to that visualization of moving the prana through the body. With an inhale, prana moves up through the feet, the legs, spine, out the crown of the head. And on the exhale, prana moves down from the crown of the head, through the spine, through the arms, through the legs, down out the feet. Continue for a few cycles of breath here, staying with this visualization of moving your prana. And then on an inhale, arms rise. Exhale, the right foot steps back to crescent lunge or warrior one, whichever works best for your body. Using the breath to move prana through the legs, through the spine, through the arms, giving us strength in this pose. And on an exhale, adjusting the feet and opening the hips to come to warrior two. On an exhale, the back hand reaches down the back leg. Top arm reaches over the head for reverse warrior. Feeling the opening in the side body. Using the breath to move prana through that space. And inhale to warrior two. Exhale, the elbow comes to the knee. Top arm rises over for extended side angle. Again, feeling that long line of energy from the legs through the arms, through the side. And breathing into that space. Exhale to brace through the core. And inhale to come back to warrior two. And on your next big inhale, stepping forward, right leg meets the left. And exhale to mountain. Checking in with your body. Noticing if it has any messages for you at this point of your practice. And on an inhale, arms rise. Exhale, the left leg steps back to crescent or warrior one. And on an exhale, adjusting the feet and opening the hips to warrior two. On an exhale, the back arm reaches down, front arm reaches over for reverse warrior. Inhaling to warrior two. And exhale, elbow to knee. Arm reaches for extended side angle. Exhale to tighten through the core. And inhale to rise. Warrior two. And on your next big inhale, stepping up. And exhale to mountain. If you'd like, rocking around on the legs a little bit, maybe even shaking them out. If those warriors were a lot for you. And when you feel complete, finding your way back to a steady, strong mountain pose. And on the inhale, arms rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to plant the hands. And we'll step the feet back to table. So one at a time, stepping the feet back to arrive on the knees. We'll take some cat-cows here. Inhale to a flat back. And then we'll keep the hips raised and walk the hands out in front of us until the chest can come down toward the ground for puppy pose. Feel free to put a pillow under your chest or maybe a blanket under your chest so that you can find both rest and effort in this pose. And an inhale, using the hands to slowly walk yourself back up to table. And on an exhale, sitting hips to heels. So we're sitting on the shins. Few options here. Hands can come to the back. And you can take a small back bend. You can rise up onto the knees and start to come into camel. Or you can stay seated on the heels. Hands come behind the body. And we'll come into saddle pose. So choose the back bend that works for you today. Allowing that back to release as you open it up. Wherever you are, exhale to tighten through the core. And then inhale, using that core to slowly bring yourself back up. And then we'll make our way to our seats. Few options for this hip opener. Left leg can come long. Right leg can come bent inside or on the thigh, making a 4 for figure 4. Or you can stack the shins to come into fire log. Finding your comfortable posture. And when you're ready, on an exhale, folding forward over the legs. Really using the breath to move the prana in the hips. And then inhale, using the hands to slowly push yourself back up. And we'll switch sides. Right leg can come long with the left leg bent inside or on the thigh. Or you can stack the shins. Inhaling to come into a tall, straight spine. And exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, using the hands to slowly walk back up. And then the legs will come wide, whatever wide means for you today. We're looking for hamstring activation and I can never remember if it's abductor or adductor, but inner thigh activation. So wherever you feel that, even if it's here, is totally fine. Inhaling to a tall spine and exhaling to hinge. Again, in this pose, coming forward could just be here. In yoga, we talk about tapas, fire, pushing our edges, but we never want to burn everything to the ground. So we're always looking for that edge that makes us feel the pose, but never the pain. now, using the hands to slowly walk back up. And then we'll make our way to our backs, taking your time to get there. Whenever you arrive, knees come to the chest. We'll rock side to side on the low back. And on an exhale, coming into the spinal twist of your choice, I like to bring both legs over and stack them on top of each other. You might like one leg long with one leg over. Whatever works for you today. Settling into that spinal twist. And breathing deeply. Releasing the hips. Releasing the back. Letting go of stuck prana. Inhale, the knees come back through center. And exhale to find the twist on the second side. Again, using the breath to move the prana, releasing anything that's stuck in these spaces. Inhale to bring the knees back through center. And then we're going to set up for a long shavasana. So taking anything you may need, like a blanket or pillows, setting it up on your mat so that you can comfortably rest for a long shavasana. I like to do a blanket under my hips so my low back isn't directly in the awful floor. You might like something under your head to support your neck, or pillows under your legs. Just setting up whatever works for you. And before we move into our shavasana, doing some breath work. So a lot of yoga practice that is not asana moving is different breath practices to help us move the prana more effectively through the body. And one of those practices is the two-part breath, which makes us more aware of where the breath is in our body. So I invite you to take one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly, and we'll inhale through the chest first, feeling it rise, then through the belly, feeling it rise, and exhale, gently pushing down through the belly, gently pushing down through the chest to release. Don't worry about doing it right or getting it perfect. We're just looking to break the breath down into 4 parts. Inhaling through the chest, inhaling through the belly, exhaling through the belly, exhaling through the chest. 2-part breath. So take a few rounds of this breath at your own pace. Few more breaths in this 2-part breath sequence. Finish it up with this last round of inhale, exhale. And when you're complete, allowing the arms to stretch out by the sides or wherever they feel comfortable. Returning to your normal breath. Noticing how the breath feels moving in the body. Becoming aware of the unbreakable link between body and breath. Feeling your body making contact with the ground or the props below you. And feeling the steady support. Feeling your body being held just as your body holds your prana. We'll take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Letting go of all effort in mind, body, and breath. Allowing yourself to find rest in this extended silent meditation. And we'll be here for about 5 minutes. Starting to bring small movements back into your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Maybe adding some larger movements like windshield wipering the legs or reaching the arms overhead for a stretch. And when you're ready, making your way to one side for one final moment of rest. I heard once in a yoga training that the reason we come to our sides, like fetal position at the end of shavasana, is because each practice is an opportunity for rebirth. So we lie in shavasana, corpse pose, and then we come back to the fetal position before we rise up on an inhale, letting our practice give us new life. When you make your way to your comfortable seat, hands can rest on the knees, palms up. Or come to prayer at the heart. And taking a moment for gratitude. Thanking yourself for practicing today. For doing this thing that is just for you. Your mind, your body, your spirit. And we'll end our practice by taking a deep inhale together. Exhale through the mouth. Thank you for practicing with me.